So you're having trouble finding something you're passionate about, and that's similar to other things you like, huh? I totally get that. It can be tough to figure out what our niche is and where our passions lie. As someone who's been through the same struggles, I want to share some advice with you on how I was able to find my own niche and how it can be so difficult to find something that speaks to you on a personal level. While I'm walking around and talking about niches and stuff, something that I used to do when I was like super small with my parents is we'd go out and do geocaching. There's cars, I'm scared. Anyway, geocaching is where you sort of like leave these like boxes and stuff everywhere for people to find stuff. And apparently there's one near here, so I'm gonna go look for that. So let's start with the basics. A niche essentially is a specific area of interest or expertise. It's something that sets us apart and makes us unique, which is why it can be so difficult to find. It may take some time, but by being open-minded, curious, and self-reflective, you'll be able to discover your niche and find those things that you are truly passionate about. First of all, it's important to understand that our passions and interests are often deeply rooted in our personal psychology. For example, our past experiences, our values, and even our upbringing can all play a role in shaping what we're drawn to. So it's not always as simple as just finding something you like. We may have certain biases or assumptions that limit the things we're willing to explore. For me, I struggled with this for a long time. I knew I loved music, but I couldn't quite pinpoint what specific genre or style of music I was drawn to. It wasn't until I started experimenting with different types of music and delving deeper into my own personal experiences and values that I was able to discover my niche. There are so many butterflies like everywhere, and I'm so incredibly in love with butterflies, and they're just flying everywhere. And it's so pretty, and I want to take them all home, but they will not come home with me. They're everywhere. Like, I don't think you can see any, but like sometimes you'll see them flying around. But I love them so much. One psychological concept that can help explain why we struggle to find a niche is self-concept. Self-concept is the way we view ourselves and our place in the world, and it can have a big impact on what we're drawn to. If our self-concept is low or we don't feel good about ourselves, it can be difficult to find something that we're truly passionate about because we don't believe we're capable of pursuing it. Another reason for this difficulty is because of something called social comparison theory. This theory states that we constantly compare ourselves to others, and this comparison often leads to feelings of inadequacy or self-doubt. This can make it hard for us to truly embrace our individuality and find our own niche, because we're constantly worried about how it compares to others. Another concept that can come into play is self-esteem. Self-esteem is how we feel about ourselves and our abilities, and it can also influence what we're drawn to. If we have low self-esteem, we may be less likely to pursue something that we're truly passionate about because we don't believe we're good enough or capable of achieving success in that area. We also may struggle to find our niche because of our social pressure to conform. Society often values conformity over individuality, which can make it hard for us to truly explore and embrace what makes us unique. It may seem like there is a lot to it and it may be hard to find a niche, but there's hope. By understanding these psychological concepts and being mindful of how they may be impacting our ability to find our niche, we can work to overcome them. My advice to you would be to start exploring and experimenting with different things that interest you. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone and try new things. And as you do, pay attention to the feelings and reactions. Ask yourself what draws you to certain things and what pushes you away from others. Reflect on your experiences and values and how they may be impacting your interests. Try to identify any limiting beliefs or self-concepts that may be holding you back and work on building up your self-esteem. And remember, your niche doesn't have to be something that no one else has ever done before. It just has to be something that you're truly passionate about and that makes you happy. It's okay if your niche evolves over time, or if you haven't even found your niche yet. Our interests and passions can change as we grow and learn more about ourselves. So be patient with yourself and keep exploring. Interact with people that also have similar interests to yourself, whilst also exploring other environments to further learn and grow and develop your individuality. Finding your very own niche is a journey and it takes time, but by being mindful and true to yourself, you'll eventually find it.